It was currently night time, and the silence of the cabin was only interrupted by the knocking on the door. Erida, who was now fully awake, got out of bed and made his way to the door. He opened it to reveal Arisu standing there, introducing herself once again. Erida couldn't help but make a suggestive comment, causing Arisu to fake laugh. However, she quickly got to the point, telling him that she needed his help and was willing to pay whatever price he asked for it. Erida smirked at the offer, already knowing what he wanted in return for his assistance. As the two of them made their way to Arisu's car, a sense of excitement and tension filled the air. Erida couldn't help but feel drawn to Arisu, and he knew that their special bond would only grow stronger as they worked together on this task. With a sense of purpose, the two of them set off into the night, their destinies intertwined in ways they could never have imagined. As they navigated the dangerous streets and faced off against formidable foes, Erida and Arisu grew closer and closer, their hearts pounding with anticipation and their bodies charged with an electric energy. The night wore on, but the two of them didn't care. They were caught up in a world of their own, a world where anything was possible as long as they were together. And as the sun began to rise on a new day, they knew that their bond was something special, something that would only continue to grow stronger with each passing moment. Erida Kasuga looks down at Arisu, taking in her beauty as she catches her breath. He couldn't help but feel a rush of excitement at the thought of what they had just done. His heart was pounding as he tried to catch his breath as well. Arisu finally speaks up, "Erida, I never expected this to happen." Erida smiles, "Neither did I, but I'm glad it did." The two share a moment, looking into each other's eyes, before Arisu sits up. "We should probably get dressed and get going." Erida nods and gets out of bed, feeling a bit awkward now that the rush of passion had subsided. He quickly gets dressed and looks over at Arisu, who is also getting dressed. "Thank you for last night," Arisu says, breaking the silence. "Thank you," Erida responds. "It was amazing." The two finish getting dressed and make their way out of the cabin. As they step outside, the crisp morning air hits them. Erida takes in a deep breath, feeling alive and renewed. As they walk, Arisu breaks the silence. "Erida, there's something I need to tell you." Erida looks at her, sensing the seriousness in her voice. "What is it?" "I'm not just here on vacation," Arisu begins. "I'm actually here on a mission. My father has tasked me with finding and befriending someone who has a special ability." Erida looks at her, confused. "What does that have to do with me?" Arisu takes a deep breath. "You have a special ability, Erida. I've been watching you for a while now, and I believe that you're the one my father is looking for." Erida is shocked. He had always known that he was different, but he never thought it was anything special. "What kind of ability?" "Astral control," Arisu responds. "You have the ability to control your own astral body and travel through different dimensions." Erida is amazed. He had always known that he could do things that other people couldn't, but he never thought it was anything like this. "What do you want from me?" "I want to help you," Arisu says. "My father has the resources and knowledge to help you develop your abilities and control them better. I know it's a lot to take in, but I hope you'll consider it." Erida is overwhelmed, but he can't deny the excitement that he feels. He had always known that there was something special about him, and now he finally has an answer. "I'll consider it," he says. Arisu smiles, "Thank you, Erida. I promise you won't regret it." The two continue their walk, deep in thought about what the future holds for them. Erida can't help but feel a special bond between him and Arisu, one that goes beyond just physical attraction. He knows that whatever happens, they will always have a special connection. Arisu Sakayanagi stopped and turned around, laughing at Arita Kasuga's gullibility. Are you serious? You believe that? My God, you E-class students are truly brainless, she said, shaking her head. Arita felt his cheeks redden as he realized he had been completely fooled by Arisu's act. He had thought she was being genuine when she told him she needed his help and was willing to pay any price. He couldn't believe he had fallen for it. Arisu had always been one of the most popular and well-respected students at their school, a prestigious academy for the elite. She was known for her intelligence, beauty, and charisma, and had a way of effortlessly commanding the attention of everyone around her. Arita, on the other hand, was just an average student from the lower class E level. He had always admired Arisu from afar, but never thought he had a chance with someone so out of his league. The two of them were standing in the hallway outside of Arita's cabin, which was located in a secluded area of the school grounds. The only sound was the faint buzzing of the overhead lights. Arisu's laughter had a taunting quality to it, as if she were enjoying the fact that she had fooled Arita so easily. Her facial expression was one of smug satisfaction, and Arita could feel his blood boiling with anger and embarrassment. Arisu's offer of help had seemed too good to be true, but Arita had been desperate enough to believe her. He had been struggling with his schoolwork and was worried about failing his classes, which would mean he would be kicked out of the academy. Arisu's words had felt like a lifeline, a way for him to get the help he needed to stay in school. But now he realized that it had all been a cruel joke. Arita clenched his fists and took a deep breath, trying to control his anger. He knew he had been played, but he wasn't going to let Arisu see how much it had hurt him. He would find a way to get revenge, to show her that he wasn't as stupid as she thought. Despite his anger, Arita couldn't help feeling a strange attraction to Arisu. There was something about her that drew him in, something that made him want to be close to her even as she was humiliating him. As Arisu continued to laugh, Arita made a decision. He was going to find a way to get back at her, but he was also going to try to get closer to her. He didn't know how he was going to do it, but he was determined to find a way to win her over. Arisu sat on the bed and smirked, looking up at Arita. Now then, if you want more of what we just did, then you better do my side of the deal, she said suggestively. Arita took some time to think before shrugging and responding, Sure, what do you need? Arisu had always been known as the beautiful and manipulative queen of the prestigious high school. She had a reputation for getting whatever she wanted and using people to achieve her goals. Arita, on the other hand, was a member of the lowly E class, considered to be the bottom of the barrel in the school's hierarchy. Arisu Sakayanagi was a wealthy and popular student in a prestigious high school. She was known for being beautiful, intelligent, and cunning. Arita Kasuga was a member of the E class, the lowest-ranked class in the school. Arisu's facial expression was a smirk, indicating that she had something up her sleeve. Arita, on the other hand, remained calm and collected, his brow raised in curiosity. The conversation was full of suggestive tones and innuendos, adding to the tension between the two. The conversation had a slow build-up as Arisu teased Arita with the possibility of more intimacy. The reader was left wondering what Arisu had in mind and how far she was willing to go to get what she wanted. Arita agreed to do whatever Arisu asked of him without hesitation, showing his loyalty and devotion to her. However, Arisu's request caught him off guard, leading him to respond with surprise and confusion. The conversation was focused on Arisu's request, giving the reader a chance to understand the dynamics between the two characters. The author took their time to develop the scene and build the tension, creating a sense of anticipation for what would happen next. The scene was filled with sexual tension and power dynamics, making the reader's heart race as they wondered what Arisu would do next. The suggestion of more intimacy added to the excitement, leaving the reader eager to know what would happen between the two characters. The story had a romantic element to it, with Arisu and Arata's physical relationship being a central theme. However, the story was also exciting and enjoyable, with a touch of mystery and intrigue. Arisu's voice dripped with venom as she declared, "I want Papyrus expelled from this school." Arata, however, remained calm and composed, his expression betraying nothing as he raised an eyebrow and replied, "Sure. Honestly, I was expecting you to ask me to fight someone." Arisu was taken aback by Arata's nonchalant response, and she couldn't help but ask, "Don't you want to know why?" The room went silent, as she thought she might have not made herself clear. Arata sat casually on the bed, one leg crossed over the other, eyes fixed on the screen of his phone as he scrolled through it absent-mindedly. His nonchalant demeanor was almost infuriating to Arisu, who couldn't help but feel a hint of annoyance creeping up her spine. With a deep breath, she spoke up, her voice laced with a hint of frustration, said once more, "I want Papyrus to be expelled from school." Arata's reaction was less dramatic than she had anticipated, as he merely shrugged in response, seemingly unfazed by her demand. Despite his calm response, Arisu sensed that there was more to Arata than met the eye. She decided to probe further, questioning him with a sly tone, "Does it really matter so much to me, huh?" Arata simply shrugged once more, giving no indication of his thoughts or feelings on the matter. Arisu couldn't help but wonder what kind of person he was, one who was so indifferent to the fate of his own classmates. As she observed him for a moment longer, a new realization dawned on her, and she furrowed her brow in confusion. Was that not it either? This Arata Kasuga student is strange, she thought to herself, unable to decipher his true motives.